this is what's been going on in the front pages today. In the Sun newspaper, the biggest selling tabloid of the moment, weapon of match destruction. Wayne Rooney pointing to his thatch after he scored 1-0 against Ukraine. The secret weapon that has swept England to the fringes of Euro 2012 glory can be revealed today as a £2.65 hair gel spray. Of course it is. So that's what the Sun is saying is the cause of the 1-0 success story from the weekend's match that England played. As you probably can guess, I'm not a football fan, and so reporting on a football story really isn't my thing. But on the top there, Johnny Depp, Vanessa Paradis, and apparently he's going to be paying Vanessa £100 million in the split. So lovely, that's what you'd call a messy and expensive divorce. But luckily Johnny Depp can afford it. If not, all he has to do is phone up Tim Burton and ask for another role in another film. He gets another £100 million then, definitely. And on the back page, Battle of the Bad Boys. Euro 2012 is gearing up for one of the most explosive matchups of the tournament so far. Wayne Rooney versus Mario Balotelli. So yeah, Euro quarter-final, England versus Italy on Sunday. And at the bottom there, smash my record, Roo. Alan Shearer has told Wayne Rooney, smash my England goals record. So yeah, the former Three Lions skipper also backed Rooney to end his career as the nation's top scorer of all time. So if you want to read more of that, it's in the Sun newspaper today. East Anglian Daily Times, the top local newspaper. Anger at club's bill for noise case win. A Royal British Legion club hit out Suffolk Council last night after it was forced to spend thousands of pounds successfully quashing a legal order claiming it was making too much noise. The Bramford Royal British Legion Club said it had spent huge sums contesting the noise abatement notice, which was brought by Mid-Suffolk District Council after neighbours argued some of its fundraising functions were too loud. The picture, which is by the story, is of a woman who plunged into a hospital pond in her car outside the West Suffolk Hospital. That's one of the entrances of West Suffolk Hospital. And as the East Anglian Daily Times noted on its website, you couldn't have asked for a better parking space. The only downside is you're going to have to swim to get to the reception. So that's that. The back page, Goldie's chance to shine. Goldie Sayers from Newmarket could be on the verge of something special. The Newmarket javelin thrower will guarantee her place at this summer's Olympics, providing she finishes in the top 2 at the Aviva UK trials in Birmingham on Sunday. So let's all cheer on local talent. Let's all cheer on Goldie. Yay, Goldie! Next up, it's the top 10 show. Okay, 10 to number 1. My favourite stories of the past week, not including the Very Strada fire, which you just saw earlier. There's probably, I wouldn't say my favourite, but it's probably the one that's affected me the most. Anyway, 10 other news stories. Let's do this. Number 10. In Felixstowe, shockingly, only one bid has been received for the Spa Pavilion. Despite an extensive campaign to attract interest from the leisure and entertainment industry, only one bid has been received to take over the running of Felixstowe's Spa Pavilion. The tender box was officially opened on Monday afternoon after a week's delay due to the level of interest shown, in air quotes here. Now, a full appraisal of the received bid, submitted by community group the Spa Pavilion Associates, will be carried out with a report due to be made to Cabinet in July for councillors to decide the next steps forward. The council will now evaluate the one submission that has been received, and if the Cabinet agrees it's a viable bid, it will work with the organisation concerned to enable them to implement their proposal for the operation of the theatre. If the bid is not viable, the council will consider other options for the venue. Suffolk Coastal agreed earlier this year to end its contract with the Spa's current managers, Open Wide Coastal, early in 2013. The council decided it could no longer afford the necessary financial commitment to the theatre, which currently receives around £250,000 a year and which needs at least £3 million in maintenance and improvements to bring it up to modern standards. Consultants brought in by the council had concluded that if no major investments are made, the spa will quickly become unfit for purpose and that the building is already out of date. The spa is set to stay open until after Christmas and has a packed and varied range of attractions taken to its stage over the coming months, including the Summer Youth Festival, Summer Youth Project, coming up very soon. So that's my 10th. Wouldn't call it favourite news story, but I call it one that caught my eye. At 9, this is one that's very close to home, and usually a story like this would actually grab the front pages of the local press. But after the historic building, the Cupola building in Bury St Edmunds catching fire, this one actually took second place. Probably page 2 or page 3 in the local press. Man has been charged after the Arc Centre bomb hoax. A Bury St Edmunds man has been charged with communicating false information following a bomb hoax in Bury St Edmunds. Stephen Cook, 35, of Devon Close in Bury, has been charged following the incident where hundreds of people had to be evacuated from the Arc shopping centre, as you can see here. Police were called at 1:56 p.m. to reports that a man was being abusive and threatening staff inside the Debenham store, at the top of your screen, in Bury St Edmunds. The man allegedly told staff he had an explosive device after making threats. The store was evacuated and a cordon was put in place. More than 240 primary school people who were part of a concert in the Apex entertainment venue had to be evacuated. The bag that the gentleman had on him was searched, but no explosive device was found. Mr. Cook has been charged with a bomb hoax, communicating false information, and is due before Bury St Edmunds magistrates next week on Friday, June the 29th. What an idiot he was. Well, there you go. Attention seeking. Number 8. Talking of attention seeking. Southwold, Costa Coffee refused to rule out an appeal as campaigners vow to fight on. Campaigners have vowed to continue to protect the unique character of their town from the threat of national chains after winning a battle to stop a coffee shop from opening. Waveney District Council's Development Control Committee refused plans by Costa Coffee to open a new branch in Southwold High Street on Tuesday night. And that's the poster that has been made by the people, by the campaigners, clone stopping, a Mickey take of the film Train Spotting. So yeah, I think it's pretty effective. Yesterday those fighting the plans welcomed the decision, and they said they would continue to fight to protect their town from large national chains. John Perkins, secretary of the Southwold and Radon Society, said the decision was important because it represented a rare victory in the battle being waged by residents groups in Suffolk against a tidal wave of applications by national retail chains that could change the face of their towns forever. For the moment in Southwold, we have won the battle, but the war goes on. What we have learned is that we will need to be extra vigilant from now on because of the way that these chains appear to work with property development companies. If the Costa plan was allowed, then other national chains would move in and Southwold's High Street would soon take on the same cloned look as other high streets around the UK. So at the moment, Southwold remains as it always has been, and Costa Coffee is not going there. At 7, I think it's time now that we move from the serious news to the odd news for the remainder of the Top 10 show. And how's this to kick things off? A cat has survived 120 miles under a train. Not kidding. A cat has survived holding onto the underside of a train for 120 miles. Here's the cat in person, or in feline. Named Thomas by the RSPCA, the animal was slightly shaken but remained lovely and friendly after his ordeal. Charity spokesman Simon Evans said, "The cat has used up almost all of his 9 lives. It's quite unbelievable what he has gone through. Despite being a little shaken, the cat is lovely and friendly. He's in good health, and so we are wondering if there's an owner out there looking for him." Thomas boarded the train in Southampton and managed to hang on for 2 hours until it reached Cardiff. A similar occurrence happened to another black cat called Giggs, who survived a 30-minute journey inside a car's engine. Giggs was also lucky as he escaped the engine with only a few claws missing. So that's that story. Number 6. How many of you have walked past a pub and they've offered music from a certain band and you thought, "Ooh, is that the band's name or is that the time that they're playing?" Well, that's happened to a pub in Laleham in Surrey. So here we go. Police officers recently stormed into a pub after mistaking the name of a band for the time that they would be performing. The band's name, 4 AM. The poster, music from 4 AM. There they are. They're the duo. That is 4 AM performing. They don't look too bad. Why did police storm in? Well, I'll tell you. The Feathers in Laleham, Surrey, had displayed an advertisement stating that the establishment had music from 4 AM, 4 AM being the name of the band that were playing a gig there. 4 police officers barged into a pub, accusing the owners of not complying with public house rules. Orange News has reported this. Licensee Kate Dillon said, "I was angry more than anything on the day. We've never had any need to call the police or had any trouble. When I calmed down a bit, I thought it was absolutely hilarious. They made idiots of themselves anyway." Dillon informed the officials that 4 a.m. was the name of the band and that they would be playing within normal hours, not at 4 a.m. A spokesperson for Spelthorne Borough Council said the visit was carried out following seeing an advertisement which mentioned 4 a.m. On investigation, this was part of the name of the band that was playing and not the time. Whoops. The spokesperson went on to state that such visits are often made with or without pre-existing knowledge, and it just so happens that the Feathers was on the visiting list that evening. 4 a.m. are made up of Joe Beckett and John Adams, and are named after a song by jazz musician Herbie Hancock. Okay. So that is that so far, and we've just reached the midway point of the Top 10 show, and you're listening and watching here on phoenixstowtv.co.uk. And as always, I am Stuart Acker. We are continuing right now at number 5 with a caviar top pizza that's gone on sale in America. Customers at Bellissimo in Manhattan are able to choose between 2 different caviar varieties, along with other toppings such as creme fraiche and sliced lobster. However, the pizza pie itself costs $1,000, which is £795 for this very same pizza. Owner Nino Silimaj said of his creation, "I've been in this city for 33 years and I serve caviar in all my restaurants. I wanted something different for my pizza restaurant. I didn't just want a traditional marinara or margarita pizza, I wanted something specific and unique, and so I came up with a $1,000 pizza, and it's worth every penny." Despite receiving a great deal of interest from customers, Selimaj revealed that the global recession and the increase in price of caviar has had an effect on the amount of pizzas that he sells. He added, "People who know about the caviar love this pizza. We sell them to politicians, Wall Street traders, or couples celebrating a birthday or anniversary, or even celebrities." So yummy, actually. Great. Feel like going to Manhattan just to try one of the caviar pizzas. Number 4. Okay, NASA. What can I say about NASA? Their telescopes. Apparently, well, I'm trying to think of a title which doesn't involve the words Mickey Mouse, but this is an actual Mickey Mouse story. He has been found in a large crater on Mercury. Yeah, have a look at this. There you go, Mickey Mouse has been found in a large crater on the planet Mercury. There he is. Say hello. Hello. A collection of large overlapping craters bear a resemblance to the iconic Disney character on the surface of the planet. The craters were discovered on the southern hemisphere of Mercury, northwest of a larger crater known as Magritte. The largest crater, making up Mickey's head, measures at around 65 miles across. The photo was taken during NASA's Messenger probe, which aims to collect images when the sun is near the horizon. During these times, the sun produces long shadows that bring up smaller features on the planet's surface. The Messenger spacecraft was first to orbit Mercury in March 2011. It was recently given a 1-year extension until March 2013 after having collected nearly 100,000 images. The Magritte's crater's daytime temperatures rise to around 400 degrees Celsius, while it drops to as low as minus 200 degrees at night. So you really wouldn't want to visit there in the summer or in the winter, in the daytime or at night time, because you probably wouldn't survive. Minus 200, that's worse than a deep freeze. It's worse than the freezers at the local co-op. It's worse than the freezers in Iceland, actually. So, yeah, you wouldn't survive visiting there. But it's nice to have the images back there anyway. Top 3 news stories of the past week. And we've all heard of the crank 911 or 999 calls that are going around. And this one actually happened, and it was all about a sandwich order that went wrong. An American man has called 911 to complain about a wrong sandwich order. Rother McLennan ran the emergency services because he was not satisfied with the sandwiches that had been given. The phone operator who answered the call was baffled by what McLennan was saying and told him not to purchase the sandwich if he wasn't happy with it. McLennan then told the dispatcher, "They're playing games with me, so I was wondering if you could come by." The man made the call while standing in the Grateful Deli in East Hartford, Connecticut, because he wanted to solve the problem straight away. The owner of the deli claimed that McLennan made an order for 14 sandwiches, but then refused to pay for them after seeing them in the shop. McLennan said, "I specifically asked for a little turkey, a little ham, a lot of cheese and a lot of mayo, and they're giving me a hard time." The shop owner said that he couldn't take them back and make new ones, prompting McLennan to call the emergency services. Since the incident, McLennan has apologised and said that he would take his business to the deli in future. Yeah, but whether the deli will accept his business is another matter. What a complete twit. Talking of which, at number 2, I feel like taking my clothes off and going shopping. What? Don't call the police and don't call an ambulance. I'm not crazy. I just want to join in with the naked shoppers that turned up to a supermarket on the German and Danish border. That's right, naked shoppers. Taking place at the opening of the store in Sutteklum, North Frisia, the first 100 customers that shopped in the nude were promised a basket of free groceries worth €270, which is about £220, according to the local newspaper. Customers even camped out the night before to make sure they were first in line. The manager of the new Pris store, Niels Sternhoff, was shocked at the success of the offer, saying, "I never thought 100 people would come. I thought maybe more like 10. There was such a high number of naked shoppers that police had to let them into the store in groups of 20. The police estimated there were about 250 shoppers overall. It is thought the majority of the shoppers were Danes crossing the German border to take advantage of the cheaper alcohol and confectionery." I would. Why not? I mean, my body sucks. I'm not going to show you, but yeah, it's not really a body to die for. In fact, if I did take off my top, you'd probably die from seeing it. Okay, top news story, and I love my advertisements. I love adverts, and some adverts have been better than others. Number 1, the catchiest advert jingle of all time. Imagine being in Italy. Imagine riding down a gondola. Imagine passing underneath a bridge while an overweight opera singer sings to you about an ice cream. That's right, just one cornetto beats Go Compare to the catchiest advert jingle of all time. One cornetto has been named the catchiest jingle ever on British TV. The melody from the famous Walls ice cream advert beat the Go Compare jingle into second place in the survey from Chicken Tonight, who I bet were really peed off that theirs weren't first. The Daily Telegraph has reported this, and the top 10 catchiest news jingles of all time were as follows. At number 10, washing machines live longer with Calgon. At 10. Number 9, bam, I'm loving it. It's McDonald's at 9. WeBuyAnyCar.com. At number 8, if you like a lot of chocolate on your biscuit, join our club at 7. 6, you know what to do. You do the shake and vac and put the freshness back. Do the shake and vac and put the freshness back. If the carpet smells fresh, your room will too. Every time you vacuum, remember what to do. It gets stuck in your head. It's at 6, do the shake and vac. 5, Chicken Tonight, only making the top 5. 4, a Mars a day helps you work, rest and play. That's Mars at 4. 3, pick up a penguin. 3. 2 was Go Compare from Go Compare. And number 1, just one cornetto, give it to me, sung by Renato from Renier Renato fame. So that has been the top 10 shows. My name is Stuart Acker. Okay, if you'd excuse me, I'm about to take off all my clothes, run to the German and Danish border without police catching me, and go shopping for some bargain essentials. I think I might shop for a cornetto. I'm just in the mood for some ice cream. It's pretty rubbish weather outside today. What a difference a day makes. Yesterday was bright sunshine, temperatures in the region of about 25 degrees. Today, it's about 13 degrees outside and it's peeing down with rain. So yeah, if you're outside, wrap up warm, or wrap up at least, put a hood on if you're outside tending your garden. But at least one good thing, there's no longer a hosepipe ban out there. I have been Stuart Acker, you've been fantastic. Next week is another top 10 show. I'm on Felixstowe Radio on Thursday afternoons between 2 and 4 p.m. and Saturday afternoons between 3 and 5 p.m. for Pop Fever. Join me if you can, and if not, I'll see you next week on felixstowetv.co.uk for another brilliant top 10 show. So enjoy yourselves whatever you do in the week and stay safe. Bye bye now.